Good evening. I'm Andrew Amuzu.
And I'm Kevin Fitzpatrick. Welcome to Marquette Now. Coming up, Marquette basketball traveling around the city.
The man who hit and killed the former dean of the College of Business Administration is pleading guilty.
Bringing a worldwide celebration to Milwaukee.
And a sweet, frosty surprise.
All that and more, starting right now.
From the Jeannie Hayes Virtual Studio, this is Marquette Now.
Marquette is making history in the city of Milwaukee.
And its name and logo are traveling around on a streetcar.
The Hop is traveling across the city, now Marquette themed. The interior is decked out with logos and flooring resembling Pfizer Forum. Milwaukee Mayor Tom Barrett and Marquette Athletic Director Bill Scholl declared yesterday as Marquette University Basketball Day.
And what a better way to start off the regular season for men and women's basketball.
Students are more excited than ever.
For the energy, I think it's a lot of fun, like going to a college sports game and like just kind of the community around it.
It's great to see that everyone wants to get out there and support the basketball team.
The men's team concluded the preseason defeating Bowie State in an exhibition win, 98-40 in Pfizer Forum.
If Shocking can beat Bowie State, he can beat anyone.
And last year, due to COVID-19 protocols, fans were not allowed to attend games. This year is much different.
I feel like it'll be fun actually going to the games because last year we didn't go to any because of COVID.
It feels good because my sister also go here and she said that she couldn't really go to none of the games because of COVID. So yeah, I'm excited, really excited.
And playing in the same arena as the 2021 NBA champions, the Milwaukee Bucks.
I'm really hoping some of the luck's gonna rub off on Marquette.
Exactly.
That's awesome that we got the 1977 pennant right next to the Bucks 2021. Hopefully we can get another one up there this year.
Yesterday, the women's basketball team comes off its explosive 61-point win over Alcorn State at 96-35 in the Al McGuire Center. The men's follow suit with an 88-77 win over Southern Illinois University Edwardsville at Pfizer Forum.
And in other news, the man that struck and killed former dean of the College of Business Administration, Joe Daniels, is on a plea deal.
Marquette Now's Vanessa Rivera speaks with those Daniels has impacted and unfolds the investigation.
This is stuff that you see on TV, that a priest and 3 police officers were ringing your doorbell. You know, that's just not something that you think happens in real life. And I just kind of left my body when that happened.
The man that struck and killed former College of Business Administration Dean Joe Daniels is pleading guilty to knowingly operating a motor vehicle while suspended, causing death. He may spend 3 years in prison. The initial hit-and-run charge could have led 22-year-old Jordan Jones to nearly 25 years in prison. Joe's wife, Laura Daniels, decided not to go through with the trial and agreed to the lesser charge, wanting to spare her family and her of the experience. His sentencing is February 3rd, 2022.
I plan on making a statement about what this has done to myself. My kids lost their dad. I have a granddaughter on the way who will never know her grandfather. And Marquette lost one of the most beloved professors who made an impact on the lives of so many students and colleagues, and it's a tragedy all the way around, and nobody wins, no matter what.
Joe was leaving the Wisconsin Club when he was struck by a red Infiniti near 10th Street and West Wisconsin Avenue. The night is remembered by those Joe was close to.
It was like a gut punch in the stomach. I remember exactly where I was, Vanessa. Literally, I got a call from a Marquette colleague at 6 a.m. I was about to board a flight when I got the news, and I almost cried halfway to Florida.
Laura still brings Joe around with her, including at the recent topping off of the new business building, and she still feels him.
He had a particular song as a ringtone for me when I would call him, and it's not really a popular song that you hear a lot. And I was at the hardware store the other day, and their over the loudspeaker in their music that they were playing at the hardware store. That song came on, and it's just not a song that it was not a top 40 song, and it's just one of these where my eyes filled with tears. I'm sure the cashier was like going, "What's going on?" But I'm like, "Okay, hi honey, I know you're here."
The support after losing her husband continues now and has since Joe passed. She's been involved, including back to when the new business school broke ground.
I knew that I had that, but I didn't realize how much I had that until this happened.
And if she had just another 5 minutes with Joe, she wouldn't fail to let him know how much he means to her.
That I'm so grateful that I had him for the 40 years that I had him. I'm so grateful that he came into my life. And thank you for loving me and for giving me a beautiful life.
I'm Vanessa Rivera, Marquette Wire News.
And a wide variety of students, faculty, and guests attend Marquette's Native American Student Association's Critical Indigenous Symposium. Discussions and storytelling guided the event. One of the main topics addressed was the impact that COVID-19 has on Indigenous communities. And Marquette continues
to work toward being an environmentally friendly university. Recently named a green college, a major effort that Marquette is making is composting.
We're trying to get them to divert their food scraps, because when food goes into the landfill, it produces methane. So we're just trying to make one step at a time to get Marquette to be more of a composting campus.
Tomorrow is Veterans Day.
And Maureen Dudley caught up with some military personnel reflecting on its meaning.
All gave some gave all.
All veterans gave some. Lieutenant Colonel Robbie Hoff explains why Veterans Day is important.
It's about those who came in, raised the right hand, said they would support and defend the Constitution, and wanted to do what they could for the other 330 million Americans who are out there doing their best, going to work every day.
Captain Andrew Beard says that working hard today wouldn't be possible without the sacrifices made long ago.
It's about looking back, seeing those who have served and really gone through some tougher times.
These times are still being heard about today.
Some of the POWs from that era, hearing their story is very humbling. It's just amazing to me that someone can have that sort of resiliency, and it's something to look up to and strive to be like that person.
Teaching the future to be like those from the past.
There's a lot of weight that comes with that sort of responsibility, but also it breeds a sense of honor. It gives you a sense of purpose as well, and that's an important thing to notice and realize as a cadet in this program.
You don't have to be in the ROTC program to honor others.
And I think we all have somebody who identifies as a veteran, or somebody we know, whether it's a family member or a friend who served honorably in the military, and that's what the day is about. It's about reaching out to those people and saying thank you for what they've done.
Marine veteran and Marquette grad John Capriotti explains how saying thank you can go beyond just words.
Give them a call. Go over and visit them, have a coffee with them, invite them out to have a little breakfast. In that way, you make a much more meaningful impact by actually being involved with those that need some type of help or just a little bit of camaraderie.
I'm Maureen Dudley, Marquette Wire News.
While Afghanistan evacuees are out of their home country, chaos still reigns in the camps they are in here in the United States. Marquette's Muslim Student Association is doing something about that. It hosted an informational panel last Friday and collected monetary donations and cards for the evacuees.
And the panelists, the board that came, they mentioned some of the ways that we can help, whether it's volunteering, donating, even bringing awareness helps.
There are people here that hear you, see you, and know what you're going through, and that they shouldn't fear that, you know, they're alone in this world in their problems. And they should know that there are people out there that are willing and wanting to support them and help them through their hardships.
It's very important to have events like this because we need to raise up more awareness of what's going on around the world. It's not just Afghani people suffering. It's not just in Afghanistan, it's throughout the whole world.
Diwali, also known as the Festival of Lights, was celebrated last week.
The festival runs annually during the new moon between lunar months of Ashvin and Kartik on the Hindu calendar.
It is one of hope. It is a message of rejuvenation, of thankfulness, of gratefulness, forgiveness, and most importantly, it is the victory of good over evil, knowledge over ignorance, light over darkness. Displays of light that turn normally the night of Diwali, which is on a new moon night, into day again, reminding everyone to be that light.
And this Friday, the Indian Student Association is hosting a Diwali celebration with Late Night Marquette at 8:30 p.m. Next week is Trans Compassion Week, a week of joy and remembrance.
The Office of Engagement and Inclusion's LGBTQ Resource Center is hosting a variety of events. The events will recognize anti-transgender violence and celebrate trans and gender diversity. Coming up, Scoops. Okay.
And later, dribbling into a new season. We'll be back.
You guys know what it means to have white privilege?
What is racism and what do you think about it?
Talk to young children about what racism is, giving them the language to understand it. They can be disruptors. They can shape and shift culture.
We may not always know the answer, but we'll try and help you learn.
You don't have to have all the answers, but that doesn't mean we can't start.
There are a lot of ways to reach out to a friend about their mental health. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
What are you looking for?
Welcome back to Marquette Now. I'm Andrew Muzu.
And I'm Kevin Fitzpatrick.
Ice cream is always a fun treat, but there was some ice cream on campus this past weekend that was even more special.
Marquette Now's Timothy Leteau has the scoop.
Long lines are a nuisance, but the wait might be worth it if there is something good at the end.
I'm seeing all this vapor roll out. It's like, that is cool. What is that? Liquid nitrogen ice cream.
It's probably the best ice cream
It's good. It tastes
I got mango. It's really good. There's like chunks of mango in here. Fire. It's so good.
That's why the wait in line lasted over an hour at Friday night's free event at the AMU for ice cream in November.
Ice cream was better than frozen custard I've had at Culver's. At Culver's? That is a controversial opinion here in Wisconsin, Ella.
That was really risky of you to say.
It's a long wait to get the delicious dessert, but an even
Sorry for that. We're having technical difficulties at the moment. The leaves are falling and Marquette is preparing for the season ahead. Students are gathering in the Alumni Memorial Union to support the Milwaukee community in that transition. Lines fill in the second floor to check in Make a Difference Day. Students and organization go out to homes of older adults and rake leaves on their yards.
As far as doing something together as a group, meeting other people, doing some service, living up to Marquette's mission and values, pretty awesome stuff.
And as the weather gets colder, the coats come out. A winter coat drive is being held until the 19th this month. New and gently used coats for adults and children can be handed off at the AMU information desk. The goal is at least 25 coats. Marquette is pairing this event with the Milwaukee Rescue Mission.
staff or as a university to support them and their programs. I know that they greatly appreciate it.
You want to do it? Okay.
This weekend I was wearing shorts and a t-shirt. I think next weekend I might have to bring out the jacket. What do we got, Connor?
So unpredictable.
Yeah, well, it was pretty nice last week, but I think the cool is coming back in. As we are heading over into tonight's, or right now's forecast, we are looking at a temperature of 54 degrees and a precipitation chance of 40% and winds heading southeast at 19 miles per hour. Heading over to the overnight lows for tonight in Wisconsin, we're looking at lows of 40 and Superior 41, Eau Claire at 41 as well. But heading southeast out into Milwaukee, we're looking at a high of 53, which isn't so bad compared to the rest of the state. Tomorrow's high, we're looking at a rainy day statewide. Minocqua is at 45, Wausau at 48, Green Bay keeping it a little warmer at 53, and Milwaukee staying hot at 55. And heading into tonight, we're looking at, it's going to drop 1 more degree at 53, and we're looking at a precipitation chance getting slightly higher at 50%, and winds coming down at heading southeast at 18 miles per hour. Heading into tomorrow, we're looking at a rainy day all day, ending in the afternoon. Total rainfall is going to be about 1/4 of an inch, with highs of 55 degrees and a high precipitation chance of 90%. Winds heading southwest. And then we're looking at the 5-day forecast. It's going to stay pretty cool all week with lows of 40, Friday staying partly cloudy, Saturday staying completely cloudy, and we're looking at some pretty cool lows right there. So no joke, grab your jackets. And considering and talking about snow joke, on Sunday we're looking at snow, which is the first time of the year, and lows of 28 degrees. Monday it's going to cool down with highs of 40, and it's going to remain partly cloudy. And Tuesday staying partly cloudy with highs of 41 and lows of 38. But that's it for the weather. Stay with us because Manuel Gonzalez will be right back with the sports after this.
After you joined our family, it was like, I really do feel complete now.
Welcome back. I'm Manuel Gonzalez with your Marquette Now Sports Report. The Marquette women's basketball team officially added new members to their squad just a few hours ago. Sharia Smith, Azanique Mayo, and Emily LaChapelle officially signed today. The women's basketball team kicked off their season with a commanding 96-35 victory over Alcorn State on Tuesday. Graduate student Carissa McLaughlin leads the way with 21 points, while graduate student Lauren Vaklunen chips in 17 more for the Golden Eagles. Kylie Getz tells us the story.
It's been 260 days since the Marquette women's basketball team last played in the Al McGuire Center. But this year looks a little different. The stands are filled with energy from students, fans, and the Marquette band. The Golden Eagles come out strong in the first quarter, taking the lead 20-8. Marquette dominates the boards while using their size to their advantage against Alcorn State. All throughout the game, the Bravehawks capitalize on their aggressive defense, putting full court pressure on Marquette's point guard. Graduate students Lauren Van Clunen and Carissa McLaughlin proved that they will be that dynamic duo for the Golden Eagles.
It's awesome to be able to, have a chance to be able to have the fans. It still felt like it was my first ever game today, just see the jitters and all that.
The Golden Eagles lead the Braves 35-18 at the half.
I think just, credit to my teammates for getting me the ball and finding me in different positions to be successful.
I just think it's so awesome to have people back in our arena, from the cheerleaders and the band. Like we don't take that for granted.
Just minutes into the third quarter, the Braves move into a 2-3 zone due to foul trouble, forcing the Golden Eagles to utilize their post players. While both teams are aggressive on defense, Marquette got their hands in the passing lanes, giving Alcorn a hard time all throughout the remainder of the game. Marquette defeated Alcorn State 96-35, and they will be back in the Al McGuire Center Friday night against New Jersey Institute of Technology. Reporting from the Al McGuire Center, I'm Kylie Getz, Marquette Wire Sports.
The men's basketball team also opens up their season Tuesday with an 88-77 victory over Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville. Graduate student Daryl Morsel ends the night with 21 points, with redshirt first year Justin Lewis tagging on a double-double. Lewis finishes the night with 17 points and 11 rebounds. Molly Gretz-Locke has more from Pfizer Forum.
Hands in the air and lights flashing, tipping off the first Marquette men's basketball game of the season. With the new era beginning, head coach Shaka Smart tallies his first Marquette win against SIUE, 88-77.
A lot of great stuff to take out of this game for our team. I'm excited for our opportunity to grow.
The Golden Eagles forced 15 Cougars turnovers in the first half, but only go into halftime up by 1. The second half has both teams in foul trouble, but the Golden Eagles hold on, opening up the season in the win column.
The game slowed down for me, playing a year in college basketball. Even if you don't play a lot, practicing helps a lot, and you start to feel the game a little bit better, and it slowed down, and my confidence went up this year, so I'm just trying to play hard, do what I can to impact the team.
Graduate student guard Daryl Morsel led the team with 21 points.
I mean, we needed a spark. Coach Smart was kind of on me at halftime. He was on the team just about being sloppy. He was on me about settling a lot. I just tried to get downhill and make plays. I found success with it early, and I just try to keep going with it.
Redshirt first-year forward Justin Lewis earns his first collegiate career double-double with 17 points and 11 rebounds.
He did a really good job regulating himself during the game when, particularly in the first half, he didn't necessarily have his best half offensively, but I thought he hung in there. He played like a guy who's played college basketball before, so that's a really good sign. And, hopefully with him getting a double-double, the goal is to do it again.
Marquette is back at home again on Friday playing the University of New Hampshire. Reporting from Pfizer Forum, I'm Molly Gretz-Locke, Marquette Wire Sports.
That's it for sports, but don't go anywhere. Marquette Now will be back with our Down to the Wire segment.
Hey world, I have a quick message. It's about safe driving. All right, let's go. Anytime you're driving, have the seatbelt buckled tight, both hands on the wheel and your phone out of sight. When not in your hand, trying to text somebody back, because if you do, your car might get smacked. The moral of the story, just put your phone down. The people on the road will stay safe and sound. Put your phone down, put your phone down. People on the road will stay safe and sound. Yeah.
Roll over. When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover all the things that make them unique. And your mother. They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love.
Every day,
millions of people are connecting. Father,
cosplayer,
mentor,
actor. It's time we take a step forward, come together,
and discover
how accepting our differences
can make us stronger.
Welcome back. I'm Andrew Muzu.
And I'm Kevin Fitzpatrick.
Marquette Wire Executive News Editor Megan Wooler joins us now for tonight's edition of Down to the Wire.
She's with Executive Sports Editor John Leuzzi to talk about this week's Golden Eagle Sports Edition of the Marquette Tribune. Megan?
Thanks, Andrew and Kevin. John, it's nice to have you back on the show again.
It's great to be back, Megan. It sounds like it's now Down to the Wire with John and Megan. I'm liking it.
Me as well. So I think congratulations are in order as you were able to publish the Golden Eagle Sports Edition. As you can see, I've got the insert, you've got the front page.
Yeah.
That's nice. Do you want to give us a brief synopsis of what it is?
Yeah, so the Golden Eagle Sports Edition is the one-time-a-year special edition of the Marquette Tribune from the sports desk, and it's really in lieu of the upcoming Marquette men's and women's basketball seasons. And this year we decided to release it on opening day, which was on Tuesday for both the men's and women's team, and it consists of an 8-page spread of 14 combined feature stories on both Marquette men's and women's basketball. And our focus this year, for at least from my perspective as sports editor, was really focusing on the newcomers for both teams. That way we are able to give the Marquette fans a look into what these new players are going to bring to this team and what they can expect from this entire season.
Cool. John, do you want to talk a little bit more about your articles on the front page?
Yeah, absolutely. So right here on the front page, you see one from Lauren Van Clunen on the left. She has been phenomenal for Marquette. Really been enjoying to cover her. And then on the right, it's the newcomer, the new Wisconsin native, returning back home to his home state to lead Marquette men's basketball. And it's about Shaka Smart. And that story, I had a lot of fun writing with Megan. And I was able to talk to almost every single, I should say, head coach in the Big East on what it is like to have Shaka Smart come to the conference and really his style of coaching, because his style of coaching is well known as he is one of the top 5 names in college basketball.
Yeah, that's really great articles on the front page. Are there any articles in the insert that you would like to maybe give a special shout out to?
Yeah, absolutely. Right here on the back page in the bottom corner is a story written on Tyler Kolak. He's a redshirt first-year guard transfer. It was written by Aiden Hatton. He's one of our stringers on the desk. And what was really unique about this one, Megan, was he was able to speak to his AAU coach back on the East Coast, and no bias being East Coast for myself, but he was able to speak about how Tyler has really developed as a player and why he really wanted to take a leap from the Atlantic 10 Conference, where he won Rookie of the Year last year, now to the Big East, one of the Power 6. So one of those was really good, and there's a lot of really good stories that I'm very proud of from our sports desk.
Yeah, you definitely should be. How much work goes into creating an edition like this?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's about a month and a half process, and I started this one about mid-October, and I had my desk send in story pitches, and then we do these interviews and get these stories done through media days. So we were able to attend the virtual Big East men's and women's basketball media days over at Madison Square Garden in New York. Women's had one here on October 27th, and then we were able to speak with the men's teams periodically throughout their availabilities, and it led to 14 outstanding articles from the desk just in time for college basketball season.
For sure. So what is next for the men's and women's teams?
A lot. Both teams have 2 games. On Friday, the men host New Hampshire at 7:30 at Pfizer Forum, and the women will host NJIT. You can catch that broadcast right here on MUTV. I'll be on the call with Amy Galashewski and Ben Schultz, and we'll also have a radio broadcast of the men's game on Marquette Radio. A lot in store, and it's just starting. A lot of coverage coming from the sports desk.
I also did want to point out, for those of you who haven't gotten a chance to pick up the edition, the design on here is pretty
Yes.
sweet.
Kayla Nickerson, our designer, did an outstanding job. Really loved having the championship blue headlines come back. You see that one right there from Kristen Parisi's article with Jordan King. And the cutouts, they really make that standpoint.
All right, John, thanks so much for coming
Thanks so
on
much,
again.
Megan.
That's all the time that we have. I'll throw it back to Andrew and Kevin in the studio.
Well, that's our report for tonight. Thanks for joining us. I'm Andrew Muzu.
And I'm Kevin Fitzpatrick. Remember to check out marquettewire.org for all the latest campus news. Good night, Marquette.